Herzlich willkommen, Jan, und bitte einen fetten Applaus für ihn.
Ja, hi. Genau, es wurde gerade schon gesagt, die Gedichte habe ich vor ziemlich genau 3 Jahren geschrieben auf einer Reise von New York nach Washington oder in New York und Washington, wo ich meine Austauschfamilie besucht habe und da ein bisschen rumgereist bin. 2nd of March, Frankfurt to New York. When a great number of rivers meet, each one coming from various cities, countries, and continents, joining courses and streams to share time and space for just a while, and you are one of them, you will discover 1,000 tales told simultaneously, crowding your ears. You will not remember a single one, and they won't remember yours, although, looking back, for a moment, you were mentioned in their chapters. Third of March, 5th Avenue. Touring the city to admire the sights, human imagination materialized. But you 3 ladies, 3 rows behind, parroting the guide, how do you live when everything you cherish are big labels on objects behind big windows of big buildings with big names? How can all your thoughts constantly evolve around these nullities when there are so many things worth giving thought to? What remains when you build your view of the world on these sands and the rains fall, the floods come, and the winds blow? Fourth of March, New York. Standing at the bow of Staten Island Ferry, I watched the city emerge from the bleak mist, spearheaded by the top of Freedom Tower. It has embraced me as a friend. I have traveled its underground arteries by silver vessel and walked its worn-out blacktop veins. Our souls have coalesced, and the city will never let go of me again. Partaking in the endless dance, carefully choreographed to the sound of a million horns by traffic lights and metro schedules, listening to stories told by 1,000 passing voices, I explore its canyons, parks, and squares to learn more about my new old friend. 6th of March, New York to DC. On the southbound bus, the skyline fading behind me, with almost physical pain, I am slowly torn from the city. Kicking and screaming, I try to keep hold of the last threads binding me to it, though eventually, all that remains is an empty hole in my chest that even the thrill of approaching reunion with old friends cannot yet fill. Energetic brooks along the highway try to console me, having only just freed themselves from the winter's ice. Graciously showing her face today, the sun dispels all clouds from its turquoise realm, and high in the white blue sky, airplanes, the white doves of freedom, waggle their wings to wave me farewell. Seventh of March, Fairfax. Places change and stay the same. Maybe it is I who changed, who looking at them now again became the one estranged. Familiar figures from the past arise and form their face anew, and the years between us melt away at last, just like the winter snow. And while the streets emerge, followed by forgotten memories, for days gone by I search, retracing the footsteps of my journeys. For the further from home I wander, the closer I get to the other. 8th of March, DC. The youngish sun's rays sweep over the window's pane, like the tenuous flame licks the bone-dry log, until finally they, through the half-closed blinds, find their way. Spring is striding across the country today, a gusty wind following in its wake. The sun's growing strength at midday causes the hard-packed snow on the mall to evaporate, and as we stroll by, steadily create burbling streams beneath our feet, crossing our trail. Down from the monument towards the river, then the bay, so that someday again they may bring winter to places far away. Ninth of March, Smithsonian's. Busy streets and busy lives filled with strangers rushing by in between the monuments and places to preserve what rests on pedestals, resisting the curse of time and precipitous existence. The exhibits of our history, seeking to explain the mystery of our transcend earthly empire. Elderly eyes, veiled in remembrance, beside their marveling descendants passing on the fire, that likewise they may hasten through the ages and unto them bequeath their traces. Tenth of March, Skyline Drive. Between the skies, you learn to know how small you really are. With clouds above and clouds below, the world seems stunning and vast. Misty cushions draw their veil over outlying valleys and vivid streams. Below the snow, the woods, and the trail, unyielding mountains still rest in dreams. Down and eastwards the countryside awaits, secluded, rugged, American. And across the ochre hillocks are placed smallish houses as if strewn by men. Billows of light rain prance across the scenery. Right now, nothing looks more desolate. Nothing is beautifully free. Fourteenth of March, Fairfax and Arlington. That thing which binds us, like the strongest of forces, the atoms together, and guides the direction of our paths, never too far from one another. Though years may pass and we may change, we'll never grow apart, for it will eternally retain each other in our hearts. That thing attunes the frequencies of the hum inside our souls to create marvelous harmonies, and through the highs and lows, our melody, it will maintain its strength until we meet again. 27th of March, Frankfurt to home. What comes next, I ask myself, while this adventure's final grains slip through the hourglass's neck, which reluctantly I put on the shelf, where next to other artifacts, quickly it morphs into a globe filled with snow, buzzing with memories, settling down slow. Outside the train's windows, there's a rush of scenery, earth a blur of green, the sky a somber gray. The world is turning slower now, it seems to me. Sounds and noises of days past die away, and my steps and thoughts wander aimlessly, as the images fade from memory, like a dream.